Dear students, in the second part of this chapter, we have discussed the meeting of a States Journal, Tennis Court Oath, the Bastille Fortress, and finally Louis XVI accepted the principle that his powers would from now on be checked by a constitution. Now France became a constitutional monarchy. Dear students, the National Assembly completed the draft of the constitution in 1791. Its main objective was to limit the powers of the monarch. These powers were now separated and assigned to different institutions: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. And this made France a constitutional monarchy. Dear students, on 4th August, the Constitution began with the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. The Declaration of the Rights of Men and of the Citizen is a fundamental document of the French Revolution and in the history of human and civil rights. The document defines a single set of individual and collective rights for all men. Students, at the time of writing, the rights contained in the declaration were only awarded to men. Furthermore, the declaration was a statement of vision rather than reality, as it was not deeply rooted in the practice of the West or even France at the time. It embodied ideals toward which France aspired to struggle in the future. While the French Revolution provided rights to a larger portion of the population, there remained distinction between those who obtained the political rights in the Declaration of the Rights of Men and Citizens and those who did not. Those who deemed to hold these political rights were called active citizens, a designation granted to men who were French, at least 25 years old, paid taxes equal to 3 days of work. This meant that at the time of the declaration, only male property owners held these rights. The category of passive citizens was created to encompass those populations that the declaration excluded from political rights. They had no right to vote. In the end, only about 4 million of a population of 28 million were active citizens, and the remaining men, women, slaves, youth, foreigners were passive citizens. Okay, now these were the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens. Men are born and remain free and equal in rights. The aim of every political association is the preservation of the natural and inalienable rights of man. These are liberty, property, security, and resistance to oppression. The source of all sovereignty resides in the nation. No group or individual may exercise authority that does not come from the people. Liberty consists of the power to do whatever is not injurious to others. The law has the right to forbid only actions that are injurious to society. Law is the expression of the general will. All citizens have the right to participate in its formation, personally or through their representatives. All citizens are equal before it. No man may be accused, arrested, or detained, except in cases determined by the law. Every citizen may speak, write, and print freely. He must take responsibility for the abuse of such liberty in cases determined by the law. A general tax is indispensable for the maintenance of the public force. This force is therefore instituted for the advantage of all and not for the personal benefit of those to whom it is entrusted. Since property is a sacred and inviolable right, no one may be deprived of it, unless a legally established public necessity requires it. In that case, a just compensation must be given in advance. Dear students, in the 18th century, the majority of men and women could not read or write. For those people, images and symbols were used to communicate important ideas. And these were the symbols to convey the content of the Declaration of Rights. The broken chain. A broken chain stands for the act of becoming free. The bundle of rods or faces. It is a symbol of strength. One rod can be easily broken, but not an entire bundle. Strength lies in unity. The eye within a triangle radiating light. The all-seeing eye stands for knowledge. The rays of the sun will drive away the clouds of ignorance. Scepter, symbol of royal power. Snake biting its tail to form a ring. It is a symbol of eternity. A ring has neither beginning nor end. Red furging cap. Cap worn by a slave upon becoming free. Blue, white, red. The national color of France. The winged woman. Personification of the law. The law tablet. The law is the same for all, and all are equal before it. Dear students, from this video we have learned the main features of the Constitution of 1791. France became a constitutional monarchy. Limit the power of monarch. Powers were separated to different institutions, the legislature, executive, and the judiciary. Power to make laws in the National Assembly. The Constitution began with the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen. Dear students, although Constitution was made, Louis XVI had signed the Constitution, rights of man and citizen were declared, but still the situation in France continued to be tense during the following years. And now the cause of the tension we will discuss in next part of this chapter.